Hello friends, Arthur here, and this is ZSL Mortieval track review part 2. And we start with Deliver Oranges to the King by Kinikage. And yes, quite tricky track, especially the jump after checkpoint 2 and all this sand part. Second part, like checkpoint 3 to 4, not really hard. If you, I believe, under 90 speed, you will be pushed by wind. If you up, just go like almost straight, ignoring wind, and you can gain more time and even beat after time. But slightly tricky, fun track. Sense of Arabia by OLR94, and this is quite interesting track. I would say advanced track because of jumps, U-turns, where you can quite gain some time if you will be doing it correctly. Like ideal time for the jump to checkpoint 2, minimize driving on checkpoint 3, and completely do your best without airtime and slalom part for checkpoint 4. With all of that, you can do after time or faster. I'm not so like great player. I have a lot of errors where I know them, but I just can't fix them, at least now. Slot Zoevestein by Diabler and Metalted, and this is, I would say, not hard track but confusing track. Nice decoration, a lot of like automation mechanics with open doors, with everything, but not all signs are like really readable, at least on first attempt, because there are a lot of blind spots, blind turns, and at least for me, I'm like reacting too late on reading signs. So basically you need to know where to go to not fail. And yeah, so learn track, learn when gates open, and you can be very fast. The Sage of Castle Zeep by Shadenick, and I thought Shadenick is my friend, but now he used Paraglide. Well, this is a joke, but yeah, Paraglide, I'm not really big fan of it as usual, but at least at the beginning it's not really hard. Just aim from the start to that and you can easily do it. Then I would say again, it's semi-hard track. Jump to checkpoint 2, 3 are like could be hard. You need to really aim to do that correctly to minimize your air time, minimize bump, hit, and preserve speed. After that, probably not the fastest thing until the transition to the finish. I would say it's slightly hard if you don't know where it is. If you know, you can prepare and be really fast. Courtyard Chaos by Waterbites, and well, this is tricky track with the same speed, but basically you need to find the better way how to gather all checkpoints. I think I found efficient way. I believe there could be several other way efficient. I don't know, can you beat like 20 seconds? But yeah, it's just find the better way, and people who will be playing this track more time right before the ZSL, if this track will be on ZSL, will have an advantage there because they will know until someone copies their fastest path. Siege of the Wall of Zeepa by Merc. Well, really great, interesting decoration, very interesting idea, really love it. Not really like understand the idea with like shooting yourself through the cannon and switching to the first person view. For me, it was slightly distracting, and several times I was like have issue there to understand how I can go out from this pipe. All other part pretty interesting. I use jump into the hole in the building. I don't know, can you go out? I don't know, is it like the best way, but well, it way faster than after time. So I don't know, did something wrong, but very nice decoration, very cool ideas. Ghost Castle by Tiger and Maxi 12. Again, medieval castle, really understandable. Decoration, like all these pips all the way, really love it. I believe the first part until checkpoint 2 not really hard. The jump into the castle for me was like the main thing, because if you do it correctly, you can over jump it with smooth landing, with right amount of arms up. You can gain more speed if you do it correctly, like way more. So I would say pretty cool medium easy track. Well, obviously you can fail on the last transition to the finish. You need to aim. You need to be very careful there. Island Castle by Moxter. And well, for me, this is like quite advanced track and not really hard in terms of like rushing, but to save your time in all these turns, in all this transition, to not like losing time when your wheels go off from the track, and find the optimal line to be on the downhill as long as possible. So yeah, this is, I believe, one of those tracks like which I really love, where it's really easy to finish, but it is really hard to find the perfect line, perfect corners to find the fastest time. So you're fighting with time, not with track. Mortieval Martishade, and this is like the track where you fight with the track. Very fast, a lot of grass, a lot of wood, so different amount of grip in most part of the track. First loop element in the wood part, very annoying, crash there so many times, really hard for me find the perfect line there. Then jump into checkpoint 2. For me it was very hard to find the perfect line. I usually crash there. I like did it like once, twice, and I'm really happy to do that. Then you have really interesting jump to checkpoint 4, which is again with bad line. You can be higher, lower. You need to have pretty precision amount of like angle and speed to go there, and it is easily for you to crash. So quite hard track. The King of Fortress by Half Queen, and I believe you can take different approaches to this track. Try to cut, minimize your track time, or use wall ride barrier to have more speed but slightly longer part of the track. I don't know which is better, but it is what it is. I choose like cut as much as possible. Same for the last checkpoint and wall ride. For me it was the best decision. I really cut a lot of time. I know that I'm not the fastest player, so there will be definitely other players who can go out of 40 seconds for this track. Ravenwatch by Lexer, Maki and St. Mick, and well, very, I would say, interesting track from decoration point, like a lot of buildings, house, like village around the castle. As of track, I would say it's semi-hard. It's not like insanely hard elements, but they're all advanced. They all need some precise in steering, in jumps, in cornering. But again, it's the track which I really love, like where you're not rushing in most cases. You're basically fighting with time, with ideal line, not with the track itself. So yeah, very nice, beautiful, nice track. Knights of the Round Racetrack by Go Big Go Hot Wheels, and this is 2-lap track, not like a lot of signs, and point that this is a 2-lap track, except like the logical gates that showing up, and on my first 2 attempt I not like realize it and crash. So yeah, just look forward and remember where you do loops to avoid traps and crash in the gold bars. Over, under, around and up. I can't find the sky. And this is a tricky track. I didn't crash here. I believe it's more like not really complicated, but the transition from element to element are really hard, especially U-turn to checkpoint 2. You basically need to do it like prior and understand where you need to go, or otherwise you'll crash. And then there are a couple signs that show you where and how you need to go. Inside the pipe there's a fan, so you can't crash, so probably I would say this is the only place. It's like the U-turn where you can crash, and the place where you can lose your time is transition on the first jump. Okay guys, thanks for watching this video. It's slightly longer because not a lot of tracks this time happened, so yeah, leave likes, leave comments what your favorite track. Not a lot of them, so you have time to choose, you have time to suggest, and as always, see you next time. Bye.